All right. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to go over our one of our final projects. Um, let's go over our final project. Okay, so um, this is the fall application shortlist or the top 10 list, whatever you want to call it. But I'm pushing this out today on Friday so that you guys can have a lot of time. So it's on Friday the 8th, and I'm giving you guys 2 weeks to do this. So this is something I want you to be working on in the background. Historically, you guys have had a lot of trouble multitasking certain things, so I really want you to focus on this one. And I'm giving you way extra time to kind of facilitate like any of your questions or anything you guys want to talk about. So fall application shortlist. You guys are going to be applying to school in literally 5 months, which is mind blowing. But I want you guys to be thinking about what schools you are going to apply to. So in this project, you guys are going to find 4 Cal States, 4 UCs, and 2 private schools that capture your interest. You have a good chance to get accepted to, and you would actually consider applying to in the fall. This is one of those things. I don't want you guys applying for Berkeley if you're sitting at a 3.0 GPA. I don't want you putting on here Stanford or UCLA if you're at a 3.4. Like, you need to be really realistic with this because this is your list. These are the top 10 that I want you guys focusing on in the end of your junior year. So you're going to include a lot of information about each campus, um, but I want you to try and keep it as specific to you as possible. But these are the non-negotiables. Okay. Okay. So for each choice, list the school, the major you would take at the school, specifically the name that it is on that site. So remember how when we were looking at certain universities for like nursing, some schools don't have nursing, but they have biology majors. So I want you guys to be looking at those specific schools and be thinking about what major they offer that you would be interested in. Okay. And then for each school, I want you to give me at least like a 3 to 5 sentence explanation as to why you chose that school. I'm giving you a lot of time, not because this is an easy assignment, but because there's things that I want you to show that you've reflected on here. This historically is the point where a lot of students lose a lot of points because they just put a one sentence, I like the school. But I want you to tell me, why do you like the school? What is it about the school that makes this a good fit for you? Then you're going to design and create a rating system for each of your college choices. Okay, so your rating system can be whatever you want. I've seen it done so many different ways, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of those examples. Um, you will create categories for your rate choices, such as the one listed below. So these are some categories that I thought would be pretty interesting. Location, do you want to be far away from mom and dad? Do you want to be really close to everybody, or do you want to be so far away from them that they never visit you? It's up to you. But be honest with yourself. Don't put all Southern California schools because your sweet love of your life girlfriend is going to SMC. Be honest about this. Figure out where you want to go. So then, what setting are you enticed by? Big city? Are you enticed by rural? Do you want a suburban school? Enrollment, is a bigger campus a good thing for you? Is it a bad thing for you? You guys are going to create. You're going to tell me where it is on enrollment, where this particular campus ranks. The size of the school, the student to faculty ratio, the cost for when you're doing CSUs and UCs, those should be pretty similar because all UCs cost the same, all CSUs cost the same, but you get different financial aid packages with those. Then, while this is going, public transportation is something that I want you to take into account. Testing requirements is going to be totally different this year. So, I mean, you're not going to be talking about SAT or ACT tests. Are there any sports that you're interested in? Cal State Fullerton famously does not have a football team, but we've got an incredible baseball team. I had one student reference in one of their past top 10 lists that they that was one of the reasons that they didn't want to go to Fullerton, was that they love football, and even though they weren't going to play it, they loved the concept of being able to watch it. Intramural sports, those are the sports that, like, if you just play with a group of people, like they have like frisbee golf and frisbee golf. Is that right? Is that a thing? It's a thing. Intramural soccer leagues. It's kind of a fun, like, no low stakes way to play a sport. The two majors you'd be interested in, I want you to hit both. So not just, I know some of you guys are like, no, I want to be a nurse. No, I want to be a lawyer. No, I want to be a blank. Give me a second major that if you got admitted into that school, that you would take. Like, what's your second choice in case they like admit you in, but they're like, nope, we got no room for biology people. Is there a second major you'd be interested in? Okay, so you can use all or some of the listed categories or create one of your own. However, for this project, you should have a minimum of 8 categories. It's the bare minimum. With your rating system and categories complete, rank your schools in order with your top choice listed first. You will create a Google Doc copy of the document you created. So the reason for that is because Colburn is looking for this. This is the very first assignment that she will talk to you guys about at the start of the school year next year. So this is kind of a planned, like, this is the kiss to send you guys off to senior year. Anyway, okay, so if you guys scroll down, you'll see my rubric, but let me show you guys a couple of examples. So here's one that I thought that has the weirdest rankings that I thought was kind of a cool way to look at it. So the way that they did this is they did different slides, and for each category they broke down their rationales, and then they wrote out why in the box on the right hand side. So up here, I deleted it because it was really personal, but up here they wrote Sonoma State is my #1 university because blah 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 blah. Here's why this is why this school is above and beyond all the others. San Jose State is for this reason. Cal State Northridge is the last one that I want to go to. So then required GPA, they gave a great rationale over here. Oh my gosh, my computer's slow. Gave a great rationale over here. So this is such a weird, I just really like this one because it was such a weird look into the way this kid's mind worked. Cost of tuition, their acceptance rate, their enrollment, the actual number of students, the settings broken into category, the location. I just thought it was a really smart way of looking at a breakdown. All right, let's look at another one. I don't know why Arizona State would be at the top of that list if it costs that much. Okay, so here's another one. This one is kind of what I envisioned the most. This is what I just always pictured, was exactly this. Come on, computer. So their first one is Cal State Fullerton. Go Titans. So you'll look at, they gave all of their categories, and then they gave them a letter grade, which I thought was kind of clever. And then this was their rationale. It was not a lot, but it was a good little blurb. They had a lot more to say about Channel Islands and Chico and all these other things, but I thought this was a really cool way of doing this. Okay, let me go to the final one that I want to show you. Okay, and then this one I'm showing to you because they use it in the exact same way that I used this project when I was in high school. What it was to convince my parents that where I wanted to go. I went to Cal State Fullerton, but I got into other schools that I was really, really hoping to go into, and I kind of always regret that I didn't really argue or fight for what I wanted enough with my parents. And I used this as like a good, like, okay, here, I'm going to show them that I'm really serious about the school that I want to go to. And this gave me a lot of weight in that the conversations that I had with them. And especially I remember my mom walking away and going, to my dad, he really, he put a lot of work into that. And it was like, oh, good. I want them to really think about me going to these other schools and seeing that I'm not just not caring about it. So I love this one because in the bottom in the speaker notes is her explanation as to what each university is on their list. The student actually ended up getting into Spelman. We just found out like in the last few days. So I'm thrilled for her. But she used this as an argument for mom, dad. This is why I do not want to go to school in state. I want to go out of state. I want to go to a historically Black college or university. And these are my main goals. So she did not do, I think, CSUs because she really wanted to argue and present a case for some of her other campuses that she'd been in conversations with her parents about. And it was a good use of this. So this is due on the 24th of May. which gives us that final week before the end of instruction, which we'll be doing brag sheets. Like you guys will actually be writing in your brag sheet. All right, that's it. That's what we're doing. I miss you guys. I'm going crazy.